All right, what's going on, guys? So I just got done with a half marathon run. I just did like 13.1 miles exactly, and I got it done in 1 hour and 41 minutes. So that's roughly in between a 7:45 to 8-minute mile pace for the entire half marathon run, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. So I was moving pretty good today, and I felt pretty good during the whole time. I was able to maintain that pace pretty much the entire run. But anyway, as I was doing that run, and since I'm out here just walking now, getting my rest in, taking in some of the sights out here. Bonus, if you guys know where I'm at, go ahead and drop it in the comments and see if you guys can tell where I am right now. Just to give you a little free chicken, it was exactly 2 laps around the airfield that I'm at to give me 13.1 miles. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the warning signs of overtraining, how you can identify them, and then a little bit on how you can fix the problem if it's something that's happening to you. Overtraining is something that can easily happen to somebody who's got that go-getter A-type personality when it comes to fitness. Somebody who likes to just go out there and crush their challenges nonstop every day, which is good on you. I'm really glad that you have that sort of attitude. That's the kind of attitude I have towards fitness and just life in general. However, you got to be careful you just don't overdo it, because you're going to end up doing more harm than good. Real quick, if this is your first time on this channel, I wanted to say welcome to the channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. On this channel, we go over all things fitness. We talk about success, motivation with a military flair to it, talk about military career enhancement stuff, all those sorts of things. A lot of really good information on this channel. So if you're into that kind of thing and you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And for everybody out there that's already subscribed, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for all your continued support. It's really awesome, and I just want to say thanks. Okay, so that's all out of the way. Let's go ahead and start talking about the warning signs of overtraining. So it doesn't really matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're spending a lot of time in the gym, if you're out there putting a lot of miles under your feet, if you're a CrossFitter, if you really like the HIIT style training. It doesn't really matter. Anybody that's out there doing some sort of training is at risk of overtraining. And essentially, in a nutshell, overtraining is just you're putting in all that work, but you're never giving your body enough time to properly heal itself. So you've now run into a point where you're doing more harm than good. You're increasing your chance of injury. You're not getting the results that you want. And overall, you're just wasting your time. So it's important that we know what overtraining is, and it's important that we know what the warning signs are so we can identify it if we see it happening to ourselves. Now, one of the most common signs of overtraining that you're most likely going to see happen first is this feeling of just being tired all the time. So tired that you're having a hard time rolling out of bed. You're, dozing off at red lights when you're on your way to work. You're just feeling like you need to be consuming multiple energy drinks throughout the day just to stay awake. It's to a point where it's just unhealthy. That's the kind of tired we're talking about. Now, this sort of tiredness is usually coupled with not being able to sleep at night, which makes things even worse. You toss and turn at night. You might wake up multiple times at night for no real reason. You might just be so sore that you wake up from the pain at night and you're just not getting enough of sleep, which is just snowballing the tired effect. And you're just never really able to get enough sleep to recover and not be tired anymore. That's a main warning sign. If you're just so tired all the time during the day, you need to take a day or two off from training, period. Another big warning sign is that you're not able to meet your specific training goals like you used to be able to. Okay, so let's say you started a 12-week program. The first 4 weeks you were just smashing goals, making huge gains, making progress, and all of a sudden week 5 and 6 just feel like you've hit a straight up wall. You're just not seeing any gains. You're always feeling kind of sore. You're always feeling kind of down, and you're just not as pumped up and ready to go at the gym. That's a huge sign of overtraining. Something else that you might notice with this symptom of overtraining is that you're just either not losing the right amount of weight that you're trying to lose, or you're not gaining the right amount of weight that you're trying to gain, depending on what your goals are. If you're in the gym, you're trying to make them gains, and you're just having a really hard time stacking on the weight, probably overtraining. Same thing goes if you're out there trying to lose some weight, that gut's just not going away on you. You're just constantly dealing with inflammation, and that bloated feeling probably just means you need to take a little time off. So I've got a couple more big warning signs of overtraining that are pretty common, but if you really come across these warning signs, then it's without a doubt, you need to stop training and take it easy, okay? These are like the moderate to extreme warning signs of overtraining. First one is loss of libido. And that goes for whether you're a female or a male. So because you're overtraining, your body automatically starts changing its natural hormone production. And if you're a male, that's going to look like less testosterone production. And if you're a female, it's going to look like less estrogen production. And this is going to cause all the things that we talked about already before. And it's also going to cause a big downfall in your sex drive. Not to mention, it's going to hinder your gains, because if you're not regulating your hormones properly and naturally, then you're not going to be seeing the gains that you want. Your body's not going to be able to heal itself the way it should be. Now, this loss of libido is not only going to cause problems with your training progress and cause problems with your love life at home, but it's also going to lead you down to a path of depression. Now, depression is the biggest and most dangerous warning sign of overtraining. If you're just all of a sudden feeling depressed and you're not really sure why, you're just not feeling motivated, you're feeling down all the time, you're not eating right, and you're just not as happy as you used to be, especially if you were happier before you started training, then that is an emergency signal that your body is trying to tell you that you are absolutely overtraining and you need to stop training immediately until you start feeling better. Okay, so let's just say you're watching this video and one of these warning signs of overtraining has stuck out to you and you're like, yeah, that sounds a lot like what's happening to me. Dang, maybe I might be overtraining. Well, here are some of the things that you can do to solve the problems that you're going through. First of all, I've already repeated myself on this enough. I'm gonna say it again. Rest, okay? Just stop training now. Take a couple days off. Just relax. Maybe go on a walk here and there. Maybe ride a bike, go swimming, something super easy, and just take it easy, okay? Do that for a day or two. You'll notice a difference. I promise you, if you're a real hard go-getter and you just train every day, your first day off of non-training, you're already gonna start feeling better, but I would encourage you to go ahead and take 2 days. Also, a big factor in training that a lot of people just don't take seriously enough, that often leads down the path to eventual overtraining, is your nutrition. You gotta really start taking your nutrition more seriously. You have to be getting your macro breakdown down packed. And especially if you're really training hard, I mean, this is crucial, this is critical. I'm not gonna go into a complete macro breakdown and what that macro breakdown should look like for everybody, because everybody's gonna be a lot different in that regard. But I will say, if you're out there and you're running a lot of miles, if you're a long distance runner or you like to run every day, then you need to be taking in a lot more carbs during the day, okay? A lot more carbs and a lot more calories. If you're hitting it hard in the gym and you're really focused on strength training and you're just breaking down those muscles every day, you really need to be up in your protein. Remember that you should be taking at least 1 gram of protein per pound of anticipated body weight. So whatever your goal weight is, take 1 gram of protein per pound of that goal body weight. And you also can't neglect carbs. I'm not saying you need to go crazy on the breads and rices and noodles as a lifter, but you can't just like only take protein during the day and be afraid of carbs. You still need your carbs because that's what's going to produce your energy, okay? A couple quick easy tips that I want you to consider. Make sure you get enough sleep. As somebody who works out often and is a fitness junkie, you should be at least aiming for 8 hours of sleep per night. If not more, and if not, at least upwards to 9. And you really need to make sure that you're staying hydrated throughout the entire day. You need to be drinking a lot of water. But those are pretty easy things. If you're not doing already, shame on you, but I at least want to put that out there for you guys. And one last final piece of advice that I wanted to throw at you is some of the best training programs out there that are high intensity, force you to lift a lot of weight or run a lot of miles, very progression focused and aggressive programs typically will have what is known as a deload week. And this deload week is normally every 6 weeks. Every 6th week of any given intense program should have some sort of deload week. And that deload week is going to be a week where you just tweak the training that you're already doing, but you just make it a little bit easier, okay? So if you're a runner, just take a little bit of miles away, go a little easier on yourself, maybe take the pace down a little bit, don't run as fast, don't run as far. If you're a lifter, take this week to lift a little less heavy. Instead of 5x5s, do something more like 3x10s, something like that. Take a little bit of the weight off and just practice your form for an entire week. Those are the basics of a deload week. And if you actually implement that deload week that I'm talking about, I promise you, you're gonna see a lot more recovery and you're gonna start seeing some serious gains, those gains that you're actually looking for as you put all this hard work into your training. All right, guys, so those are the warning signs and symptoms of overtraining, as well as some tips and tricks for how you can avoid it and get rid of it if it is happening to you. Overtraining is actually pretty common. A lot of people don't realize they're going through it, but as a general rule, if you're just not seeing the gains that you're looking for, or if you're just feeling tired all the time, you're probably overtraining, okay? But now you know the main warning signs of overtraining, so just make sure you go out there and implement these things if it's happening to you, so that you're not wasting your time, so that you can keep progressing in the way that you want to progress, and so that you limit any injury which would stop you from training in the first place. All right, guys, so that's it. If you liked all the information that was given in this video, don't forget to like so that I know you like these kinds of videos and I keep making more. And don't forget to subscribe subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Besides that, I need to go get my recovery on. I've got nothing else for you, and I'll see you on the next one.